Hi guys, my name is Kunal Gandhi and I'm a spiritual healer based in Sydney, Australia. Today's video is about desires. This video is going to be slightly different in the way that I'm going to ask you guys some questions that will help you do some introspection and help you do some digging, basically, just like a helping hand on digging. And this is to do with desires, like being able to ask what you want, being comfortable with asking for what you would like in your life, or asking for an object that you like as well. Could be anything, gadgets, technology gadgets, or something. Yeah. Alrighty, so here we go. The questions are: the first question is, do you have a desire? Are you comfortable asking for what you want? Or are you afraid of asking for what you want? Do you actually feel that you will receive what you want? Do you feel worthy? Now, this question goes back in the past. This one specifically goes back to any past experiences, especially during childhood. Did you need to please or listen to somebody else, or do or had to do what they wanted you to do in order for your desires to be fulfilled? You know how the whole thing goes, like parents, with the other, older people. If they have something, they're like, oh, if you don't be a good boy, you won't get this. If you don't be a good girl, you won't get this. You know, it's like my way or the highway sometimes. Did you allow others to manipulate you by keeping your desired thing or object away from you? This is a big thing for a lot of people um, who were in a family where there was a lot of fear, where others, were um, trying to keep things away from you because they could see your potential. Maybe they could see how quickly you could learn or grasp something. So, yeah, I would like to give some example from my own life as well, but without any names, of course. So, a certain relative of mine used to hide all the bodybuilding skills from me. They did a lot of bodybuilding during their young years, during their school time and later school years and college time. And they would consider themselves physically fit and very knowledgeable about the body. And kudos to them, good stuff, well done. But anytime I would ask them for any bodybuilding tips or anything like that, what do you think? What should I do? What exercises will be helpful for my body and things like that? They would always, give me very generic advice. Okay, um, yeah, like drink a lot of water or don't go for too much running and this and that. Very, very generic advice, stuff that you can find on the internet, nothing customizable for you, even though this was a relative who I used to live with. And guess what? All the health tips and all the bodybuilding tips were reserved for their own kids so that their kids could, get ahead of me in terms of how they looked, in terms of the bodybuilding. Eventually, I realized, this was like a manipulation tactic as well. It's like if you want information from me, you're going to have to please me. You're going to have to put me on a pedestal, and you will always have to listen to what I have to say. This is a way that some other people, um, put this psychic hook into you. It's like, I'm going to put this hook into you, so you always have to listen to me in the future, even though I could be speaking rubbish, but you still have to listen to me. But yeah. I just thought I open that up. And secondly, I remember of a relative as well who used to uh, go overseas when I was based in India, and they used to bring a lot of really cool looking gadgets like I think iPod when it was initially launched, one of the older, one of the initial iPod models. They used to bring it to home. They used to bring some really cool looking camera also. And every time I wanted to touch it, they're like, no, you're not touching it. This is only for, no, you're not touching it. And then eventually I see like their own son and daughter would come and touch it. They will come and use it without any issues. And they would not be stopped, even though they were similar age as myself. So it's subtle things like this where you see like other people can try to control you basically and manipulate you, you know. They can, I mean, it can have a few different effects. That's what I've realized as part of my own digging process. One thing that it could possibly made you think is it might make you feel guilty for asking. You might be like, oh, I'm asking, you know, even though I'm not asking for the actual object, I would like to just feel the object of how it feels and see how it works and just feel it in my hand. But I was made to feel guilty, or at least I felt guilty for asking at that point in time. And on certain occasions, they also, I mean, they tell me that, oh, why are you so desperate? Why are you so desperate? For, you know, why are you getting so desperate? It's like I wasn't getting desperate. I just was enthusiastic to know more about something new. And the other side effect that this can have is you can end up putting people on a pedestal. You can put them as the ultimate authority in an area, and once you do that, then you could go to anybody else who is really an authority, a published authority. You might not think much of them because mentally you still got this person from the past as the ultimate authority in your life. So it's very important to do this digging and remove any ultimate authorities that you have in your life. And what else did I learn from it? I learned also that my desires didn't really matter, that my opinions didn't really matter. Like, I also have a relative who used to get really pissed off when I used to go with them in the car, and they would, like they would say something or they would be shouting at somebody else, and then you try to intervene to protect the somebody else, and then they would be like, shut up, and they would stop the car and they would ask me to get out. And not in a nice way. They would be like, get out, you know. What I realized later was, I mean, some people have to force others so that others are more receptive to listening to them. And some people, I mean, they force as long as they can for somebody else to listen to them. Um, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share for today. I mean, I hope my experiences have, opened up some sort of experiences from your past as well that you can easily now deal with and truly feel more empowered in your life. I mean, that's the aim of all these videos, is to share experiences and to essentially make life easy for everybody else also. So thank you guys. All right, take care. Bye.